trip to
hold on for your camera. One more time, ready, 1, 2, 3.
Oahu for the first 3 days. My brother Scott and his family came with us, as well as my brother Rhett was taking everything in. He couldn't eat anything because he's still nursing. If you like your meal, you're supposed to wave your napkin around your head in Hawaii, and that's considered good manners and that you enjoyed your meal. So if you ever like your meal in Hawaii, if it's a restaurant, someone's home, make sure you do that. This was my kids liked the little character breakfast we went to, particularly Annie. She got into it. It was one of her highlights. You can see by her enthusiasm. Rhett wasn't keen on many. They've got a little lagoon at Alani that you can snorkel in. They charge you money. You can see the same thing if you go out in the bay, and it doesn't cost anything. They've got a couple water slides. You can rent paddle boats.
I did.
There it is.
The LDS temple in Oahu.
Your photo bomb.
And we went to the Polynesian Cultural Center and had a luau there, and this was part of the entertainment. This kid was pretty good. And then Payne and Emma went up and tried their hand at doing the hula dance. And twerking kind of comes from the hula dance, and so this is one of the water slides at the Alani Disney Resort. Sadie and I did.
We did it.
And the shaka, which is kind of the hang loose sign, this guy lost his fingers in an accident. He was later LDS bishop and stake president. This is in Pearl Harbor, and at the USS Arizona, the circle that you see is the gun turrets, and some of those guns that you see that they were salvaged off of it. There was 8 battleships that were sunk. And it was interesting that 6 of them were put back in action, so the U.S. only lost 2. This is the USS Missouri, and this is where the war in the Pacific ended. So in Pearl Harbor, you can see where it began and where it ended when they signed the surrender. This is looking into Pearl Harbor, and you can see where the USS Arizona is. And Kathleen was always going in the restricted areas that you weren't supposed to, as well as my brother Rick on the USS Missouri. So that's a bad example.
You're lazy, you're lazy, you're not, you're lazy. The debate's still out. She's 99% intelligent.
You're right, I don't say now. You're right.
We're not doing pot. Weekend doing grown-ups having sex.
Yep.
And if Annie's so lazy, then why does she get to be BYU provost?
Yeah.
That's not being lazy, dude.
You didn't get into it.
You went to Wyoming State, the best college on the whole.
This is at a black sand beach in the Big Island, Hawaii, where we spent the second part of our trip.
So this is a black sand beach.
And the sand's more kind of gray. The back there was just lava rock. This is again the Big Island. It was a little stormy. Kind of a flash flood from the kind of the heavy rain down we had on one day. These are falls just outside Hilo, Hawaii. This this is Rainbow Falls, which is actually just kind of in the city. You can climb up to it.
It'd be really funny.
I would say that people are allowed to go on there.
This is a banyan tree where the branches go down into the ground. This is at Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. There's kind of a rainbow. You can't, and this is a lava tube that's in the park. You see these lava tubes all over the islands. This is in the national park right here. It's probably about 300 yards long, but kind of cool.
Tanner.
This is, the volcano's kind of sunk down, so you can't see it during the daytime. At night you can see the glow. And the only way you can actually see it is if you do a helicopter ride. Best time to go to it is right kind of evening, and then you can see the glow from the crater. The other nice thing about Hawaii is the hotels will build, these companies will build these nice hotels, but they still have to provide that the public can have beach access. So all the beaches are open to the public, which is kind of cool. This was at the Hilton in Hawaii, the Big Island, and they've got these gondolas that'll take you to your rooms, and you can swim with dolphins, and it's actually very nice. It was half the price of the Alani, so if we go again, we'd like to stay there instead. This is just another lava tube. Part of the roof had caved in, and so you had kind of a series of little tunnels. Payton ahead of me, and then Sadie's behind me.
Oh,
Carter. Hey, look, my Carter.
all right. There's one for Carter. Ready? Shall we go?
Carter is one to rock. Blah, blah, blah. I gave one to Carter. Carter's my best friend.
Yeah.
Now this is snorkeling. It's the coral and all the fish that you see is amazing. I didn't see any sharks. Now you see sea urchins all over the place. Normally they're in crevices. Those are those little black things that you see, and you have some that are kind of big, a lot bigger or different colors. Now the Hawaiians used to use sea urchins for toothpicks, and that's why the Hawaiians have one of the reasons they have a higher tooth to tattoo ratio in compared to other states in America. And these are the little starfish that you find underneath rocks. I wanted to catch an octopus or a moray eel, but I didn't see any. It's kind of a little sea cucumber there, and you see sea urchins and starfish. More kind of starfish. Saw one turtle the whole time. But the visibility all around was very good. You just see fish all over. That's the only thing I was able to catch was the sea urchins. So not real exciting.